Hello, my fellow humans, and welcome back to Scatter Love Tarot, coming at you with another pick a card reading. Today we are going to ask the question, have they moved on? And find out more information about if they have or if they haven't, what's going on. See what the messages are that are coming to you. I do just want to say thank you so much to everybody that has been showing support, that has been here supporting my channel, that has subscribed, that has liked, that has commented, if you guys have shared the videos, or for those of you guys that have been keeping up with me and my transparency and my personal matter at home. Thank you so much for your prayers and your love. I'm not going to try and cry today, guys, but I just want you to know how much it means to me. And I'm still here giving you guys these readings, even though I may be struggling at home, and just know that I'm so honored, so deeply honored to be here with you guys. So thank you so much. And know that I hold each and every one of you guys in my heart. And yeah, so thank you for your patience with me and the channel. I am dealing with these personal matters right now. You know, as we all know, no matter what we're doing, life never stops. It continues to go in a circle and move on, and I am doing my best to keep up with that motion. So thank you so much. With that, guys, I just want to say that anyone that comes on here, if you guys are new, don't worry about the personal matter. It is on my community tab if you guys would like to check that out. I am trying to be transparent with you as much as I possibly can. And know that anybody that comes here, you are welcome with open arms. We are all human, just trying to figure this out as we go along. So without further ado, let us go ahead and get into the prayer for today, and we'll go ahead and start with your reading. So let me get this lit up here. Perfect. My beloved source, this prayer is for any and all who come onto this video. I ask that you surround them in your loving light. Give them your unconditional love, your grace, your mercy, your kindness, your peace, your harmony. Bless them and encapsulate them within the beautiful, radiant pink light that you exude in this moment, so that we all may connect with our hearts and understand the steps moving forward, whether they are simple steps and not challenging, or whether they are complicated steps and very challenging. May you give us all the strength that we need to take these steps and to be sound in our decisions, knowing that what we choose in any one moment is exactly what needs to be chosen for our journey. I ask that you open our eyes, our third eye, and our intuition to help us connect with our higher selves, our guidance system, and with your all-knowing essence that flows through each and every one of us. I pray these words over this space and unto those that come onto this video and this tribe. As these words are spoken in this time, so shall they be. Amen. Aho, asay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And guys, I don't know if you can see them, but for right now, it is making like perfect rings, smoke rings. It happens often, but it's just weird. It was just one right after the other, perfect smoke rings. So awesome. I'm gonna get that set up, and we are going to choose from my new oracle here. I absolutely love these, you guys know. But let's go ahead and give this a shuffle and get some cards out for you guys. And get out of this intro and into your reading. This should be a fun reading today. So source for pile number 1, what oracle card will help us know, has their person moved on? What oracle card will help us understand more about what's going on with their person, and have they moved on? for pile number 1, source? Has their person moved on? Okay, thank you. And for pile number 2, source, what oracle card will help us understand if their person has moved on? Thank you. And for pile number 3, source, what oracle card will help us understand if or has their person moved on? Help us understand where their person is at. Has their person moved on? Okay. Source for pile number 3. What oracle card? Thank you. All right. So for pile number 1, you guys have this image right here. Or you have this beautiful lapis lazuli to choose from. Okay. And for pile number 2, this image. This beautiful moonstone to choose from. Okay. And for pile number 3, you have this image. Or this beautiful piece of amethyst to choose from. So we have pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Now, whichever one you are drawn to, that should be the reading for you, keeping in mind they are general readings. With that being said, however, I will see you over on your perspective. Hello, pile number 1. For those of you that chose this lapis lazuli, or if you chose this image, this is going to be your reading on have they moved on, the person on your mind. Now, it doesn't have to be a love interest. It can be anything in general, a person that you work with, a friend. It could be a family member. It could just be someone you're just curious about. So keep that in mind, but we'll go ahead and get some more information. Also, know that as you interact with the channel, it allows me an opportunity to connect with your energy to get you out more resonant readings. So if it does resonate, hit that thumbs up button down below, subscribe to the channel, and set that notification bell. That way you get notified when the next video does get uploaded. Keeping in mind, at this time, I am currently traveling. I am definitely making sure that I take care of you and get you your readings, but knowing that there may be some differences with the way that I'm uploading, and that is just due to location and internet and time. So I make sure I will take care of you and get you out your readings. But with that being said, let's get into your reading and ask the dice first and see, has your person on your mind moved on? So source for pile number 3, has the person on their mind moved on? What can you tell us about this person on their mind? What do they need to know? Has the person on their mind moved on, source? What can we know more about this person? Okay. Interesting energy already. Let me get my block out. Okay. We have the 12th house, Scorpio energy, and Neptune coming through here. A lot of secretive energy already. I mean, you have Neptune in 12th house, which is connected with Pisces. It's all about secrets and dreams and the ethers and the spirituality. And then you have Scorpio in here, which is also a very secretive sign. Scorpio does not like to reveal their emotions or how they see things. It's like more or less they are centered in their opinions, and they will observe people around them and figure out, is this person for me or are they not? Are they going to sting this person, or are they going to accept this person? It's kind of, you know, I have a Scorpio moon, so it's just kind of like one of those things, like emotion-wise, it's very cryptic, and it's not something that we may be able to tap into exactly what they're feeling, but I will do my best for you, okay? So with 12th house here, we're talking about someone who could be dealing with addictions, especially with the Neptune energy on either side of this Scorpio energy. This is something they're dealing with alone. This is something they're dealing with outside of help. They're not really in this place of getting help. It's because of it. Honestly, I feel very overwhelmed right now by this energy. It's very heavy. It's very dark. It's very much in this place of like, no one understands me. Nobody knows what I'm experiencing. Nobody knows what I'm going through. So I turn to things outside of myself in order to feel something, right? Scorpio rules our sexual reproductive organs, right? And the sexual glands and the testes and the ovaries. And this is all about really feeling like you belong in a place. And so this could very well be indicating that they are a sex addict. It does not have to be that at all. This could be a player of sorts as well, just trying to feel some sense of belonging while at the same time being overwhelmed by the connection here, right? There is this sense of being old souls, having a very deeply rooted spiritual connection, not understanding what is going on with this connection and being triggered by this connection at no fault of yours. Okay, this is not your fault by any means. This is just something that was created or meant to help them overcome these 3D realm things that they're placing all of their energy on or placing all of their reliance on, right? It's like money. It's money is everything I need in this world in order to be happy. When in reality, there's so much missing from life and still feeling empty and hollow even though they've chased money. This could also be someone who is very centered around their spiritual beliefs or religious beliefs, okay? And that's all they focus on is the spiritual beliefs that they have, their religious beliefs that they have, but they never expand beyond them. And it feels very centered in a fear-based energy, like I have to believe this. If I don't believe this, I'm going to hell, or I'm going to be damned for all eternity, or something really bad is going to happen to me. And so there's some sort of ritual that's coming through here that they rely on, or that they are involved in, or that they consistently turn to, that keeps them in a very small-minded place. All the while, it feels like it is the reason that they are hiding from the truth of themselves. And so, as for the question to this reading, have they moved on? This is shedding a light on why they haven't done anything. Because there's something else that's at work here. This definitely feels like an energetic attack on them. This feels like, you know, so I did hear demonic. I'm not trying to freak anybody out, okay? But I did hear that. So that's something that someone feels or is thinking here, that they're being attacked demonically or by evil entities, and not knowing how to protect their energy, their aura, themselves from these. This is also, when we think of demons, you know, we are thinking outside of ourselves, and this is more or less they're being attacked by their own inner demons, right? Like, I can't let anybody understand or allow myself to open the door so that they see my demons, right? And that's the energy that's coming through here. This is a very heavy, heavy energy. Well, this person is very wise. They're very intelligent. They are very, very much connected to this old energy, this very ancient wisdom, and they're capable of helping others without helping themselves. And that may feel strange at times, right? Like, well, how do you help others without helping yourself? Sometimes, and in fact, oftentimes, it is easier to help another find the path because it takes the light off of what we might be dealing with. And that's very much the energy that's coming through here with the dice. So let's get some tarot out on it and find out what more we can see. Source, for pile 1, has their person moved on? What's going on? What can you tell us about their person? Source, has their person moved on? Thank you. Has their person moved on, Source? What do we need to know? Has their person moved on? All right. So for pile 1, source, has their person moved on? Okay, thank you. Okay, for pile number 1, source, has their person moved on? Wow, that was quick. Yeah, a lot of Piscean energy coming out right away. They like to be cryptic. Like, this is something that keeps coming through. This is someone who almost wills others to read their mind because they're too... I don't know if it's scared, but it does feel like some fear-based of ridicule of speaking how they truly feel out in this physical realm. So for pile 1, have they moved on? The person on their mind. Okay. Bottom of the deck. The Ace of Cups. I would say no. Okay, just to say, like, if you want a simple answer, no. But let's find out what's really going on. Again, this is someone who is fighting with some internal situation. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Feeling unbalanced. Not knowing how to take action towards their intuition while this person is extremely intuitive, right? We have Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio energy here. We also have Piscean energy with the Popess. We have Leo energy surrounding that. So this is someone who, I did just hear a Mars in Leo. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but that is something that's coming through here. That was very loud right now for me. What's going on is they feel very unbalanced because it's like they're going through a spiritual awakening right now. So have they moved on? No. But why haven't they necessarily come towards you in this time is because they're dealing with the things that they have previously gotten involved with. There is no turning their back on the hurt and the pain that they've experienced from the past, which is something they're very used to doing. This is something they're very used to doing. They're capable of doing it without hesitation, without a thought. And now the thing is that they're having to face this. They're having to face if it's an addiction, if they drink, if this is someone who does some type of drug, if they self-medicate, whatever it is that they rely on to help them overcome facing the fact of their past. There's something that's forcing them to face it now. There is no turning away from this. This is basically Source coming in saying it is time to close this cycle, right? When I see these Wands cards, for some reason, right at this moment, I'm feeling like the World card. Like it's like one's in reverse, right? And it's like the other one is asking to be placed in the upright. That's what I keep feeling here. And so it's like, instead of being conceited and feeling like the whole world is against them, they're being asked at this time to really face what they fear most and what are they so angry about. There's a deep anger that's coming through here, and they hide that anger well, except when they get so I'm hearing when they become so inebriated. So however that is, right? Because it's not necessarily alcohol. This could be high on sex. This could be high on weed. This could be high on, a hard drug. This could be high on attention. This could be high on, whatever it is that they turn to that makes them feel better about themselves. It's like whenever they're in that, it's not working the way that it used to anymore. And so they're capable of actually covering up that anger within that inebriation. So if this is someone who drinks, no matter how drunk they get, they still are capable of somehow staving off the anger. It doesn't come out. They've gotten so good at putting it into a box that literally, even when all the walls are down, there's still a wall up around this anger that they're feeling. So whether that's because they've gotten used to partying with tons of people, they don't go out on their own, or they're always around others and they know that they have to contain a modicum of coherence so that they can be present with the people that are around them and not, this feels like not betraying themselves, right? That's what this feels like. I don't want to betray myself. If I betray myself, then I'll have to actually face this. But right now, this is coming to light. It's basically they're going to betray their mask before too long. And so no, they haven't moved on because they do feel very deeply about you. This is love. It's not my 2 of Cups or 6 of Cups energy. However, this is love. And what we're facing here with this Ace of Cup on the bottom of the deck is that now not only are they forcing to see the depth of how they feel about you or having you in their life, what that means to them, they're also facing how little they have loved themselves along this journey as well, especially dealing with this rough energy up here. And now they're being asked to really look at things from a much greater perspective. When I see my Ace of Cups, it looks like a cathedral. And this to me is giving me signs of connection with Source. And so it's like whatever, when we were talking about the religious aspect over here, the spiritual aspect over here, this is them finding an expansion to what once was very small-minded energy, right? And it's not that what they were believing in was right or wrong. It's just that maybe, you know, ignorance is bliss until we know. And once we know, there's no going back, right? We can't go back to not knowing because now you know. It's like the example they're giving me is like if someone cheats on you, right? And please, I'm not trying to trigger anybody with this. I'm just trying to give an example so that everyone can understand, right? It's like you have somebody that you're with and you don't know that they're cheating on you. And then it's like everything is fine and dandy. But that minute that you find out that they've been unfaithful, everything changes. Everything changes. The way you feel about them changes. You don't respect them anymore. You don't trust them. Right? Everything that was good is now, it's not. It's imbalanced. It's turned over on its face. And that's exactly what's going on here with them. Everything that they thought they believed or that they knew was what they had to do, right? If I don't do this, I'm gonna be in trouble. I'm gonna face some sort of retribution. I'm gonna face some sort of karma. I'm gonna face some sort of whatever that is for them that they believe in. Now it's like Source is showing them, okay, the gods, the goddesses, you know, God, Buddha, whatever it is, okay, whatever it is, the universe, it doesn't matter. Whatever that being, that greater creator here in their life is showing them something else. And it's like there's no denying that there's a spiritual hand at work here. Let's get some clarifiers out for pile 1. Have they moved on? Has their person moved on, Source? Can you tell us more about this? Okay, this one here. I'm going to use my new deck. I'm just in love with this deck. Like, I just love it. Have they moved on, Source, for pile 1? Okay, thank you. And again, with the Popess coming out here, we're talking about a very spiritual connection that they can no longer deny. Like it's like, if they tried to deny you, they're denying a part of themselves, right? Okay, that's fine. And you guys know why I don't talk about twin flames, so I'm not going to bring that in here. But what I'm saying here is that no matter what, if this is a soulmate, whatever the label is, okay, we're going to try and pull away from that. But whatever your label is here, they didn't understand how very spiritual this connection was. Like there's something else tying you together. And so it's like if they tried to deny you, then they denied a part of themselves. Okay, now they're facing that part of themselves. But in facing that part of themselves, it's like they see your name come up everywhere. They see a song that reminds them of you. They see you, it's like feeling like you're giving them messages through songs. Like everything that you probably feel like you're receiving from them, now they're seeing that. They're feeling that. They're receiving that from you. We have the 10 of Swords on the bottom of the deck. Intriguing. Intriguing. Let's find out what else we got going on here. Look, and then the 10 of Cups behind that. Exactly. This to me feels like self-sabotage, right? It's like they've gone so long holding this mask in their life, trying to be the one that everybody likes, trying to be the one that everybody wants to have a piece of. But that's the problem. Everybody has taken a piece of them. Right? Here's everybody like, oh, I want a piece. But finally what happens is it cuts so deep, I can't take that back. And look, it feels like here, running away from everything that they once knew. Because their whole life is crumbling around them. And it's like, I have to run away because this isn't who I am anymore. I heard like genie in the bottle. It's like making 3 wishes. I want 3 wishes. And they're trying to figure out what wishes do I truly want. Look, under that, we have the Two of Cups. They do love you. They do care about you deeply. They do want you in their life, but it's like they have to run away from this person that they built the mask of. Right? They're realizing that, oh, the only person that I'm hurting here is me. Look, everybody else is off doing whatever they're doing, living their life however they live their life. Why is it that she's the only one with the knife in her? You know? You can't be everybody's cup of tea. Like, that's just, and I feel like they're learning that the hard way. They're learning that through trial and error. So we have the Ace of Cups again. Holy moly, this person is like, no, they have not moved on. We have I got these wrong last time and I apologize, but this is the Knave of Coins here. I'm still learning the symbols. And then we have the Two of Swords. Yeah, they've grown too big. Look at this, though. If you look at this energy here, let's look at this Two of Swords for just a minute. It's like trying to walk away from you, right? Here's you, okay? Here's them growing. Like, maybe you've shown them something much bigger than what they've known. And here's them trying to walk away from you. Like, holy moly, I can't do this anymore. I have to leave. But look at how small. They're like walking on a tightrope to get away from you. And they're not. Hold on just a second, guys. My dogs might bark. Okay. Yeah, it's like they're like, oh, I'm gonna, even though it's rough, I'm still gonna walk away. And they took that's the risk that they took, was walking away and denying this. Thinking that, oh no, you were not suited for them. Like, thinking that, oh no, like, I need to get out of this uncomfortable situation. But do you see where they're headed towards? Right back to the Ace of Cups. Like, it's like, no matter what they do, they can't deny this connection that you have. And here's the thing, okay? Like, here's the thing. You have one big cup here. Oh, look at all these. I look at these like all the cups because it's her and she's holding dolls of herself. It's like they're walking away from this one huge cup to now there's no denying. It's synchronicities everywhere, finding balance, rebalancing out the connection between you two. Growing because of it, transforming and learning to find the light in the darkness here and learning to grow out of the difficulties that they're experiencing and finding peace with who they've become. It's not easy. This is not an easy journey, but no, they have not moved on from you. They're just experiencing a huge situation right now in their life. I apologize, but my oracle cards are up here right now. I'm not able to put my table over here like I normally do because my older dog, if you guys know the story, but she is currently sleeping right next to my feet, so I do not have space for my table. I would rather spend this time with her leaning on me, so I have to reach across the video to grab the oracle cards. So please, I apologize and thank you for understanding. But let's get some oracle cards out on it. Source, what are some oracle cards we can have for pile number 1? What do they need to know? Okay, thank you. Please have another oracle card for pile number 1, source. May you please have another oracle card for pile number 1. Whoa, that came flying out. So we have number 26, ancestors and polar bear. This is what they're dealing with, is ancestral curses, ancestral wounds, things that their family members have overcome or have chose not to overcome. Feeling like cold. Oh, why do I hear that song, You're as Cold as Ice? I don't know who sings that. If y'all know, please comment that down below so other pile ones will know to check out that song. But it's like, you're as cold as ice. I cannot remember how that song goes, but that's what I'm hearing. Look, on the bottom of the deck, we have transformation with sea otter. Like, it's like they're melting this icy heart. They're melting this, right? I'm just going to walk away. It's cool. I'm going to walk away, not realizing that they're walking straight to you. I'm going to walk away from you to walk right back around. It's like they're being led in a circle here because they're being led to melt the ice, to come into this emotional energy to transform themselves and to understand that this was all for purpose to heal wounds. You have 26, which is 8, right? Healing karmic wounds. We have 18, which is 9, making progress, bringing it to a close. And it's uncomfortable for them. It's very uncomfortable for them. They're not used to being in this type of energy. Okay, let's get another one out here. May I please have another one? Thank you. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Didn't I say that there's a lot of anger? And we have volcano volatility coming through here. But look, do you see this image in the clouds? I hope you all can see that. It's like I don't know if this is a person kissing a child or if this is two people kissing on the cheek, but whatever it is, it's like this love. There's like this love that's coming through with this smoke. But this card really talks about being angry at God or at source or at the universe for all the happenstance in life right now. Because it's like, I can't handle this. I can't do this. I'm just going to be mad at the world. But understanding that all of this is happening because source is bringing to close these situations. And how synchronistic is that I was saying their source is leading them to melt that icy cold heart to become this watery emotional individual, right? And then we have the fire element from the volcano coming through right next to this. I love that synchronicity coming out for you. So it's this energy of really letting go of old wounds and letting go of the past, the things that they've been through when for a long time, they have been trying to run from this aspect of themselves for a very long time. But honestly, what they are not aware of just yet is that they're about to, and they may be, some of them may be, but they're about to run right back to you. And there's going to be something that draws them back to you. It's like this cyclical situation where they may have run away from you, but eventually they're going to be led right back onto the path to you. Practice compassion with number 15, which is 6, all about balance. And look, there's 6 dolls here in her hand, and this is over this card. It says seeing things from a fresh perspective. This is what they're being guided to do. And for you as well, to practice compassion when they come back in, because there may be some hostility from you as well. And allowing yourself to open your heart and to let them explain the situation. Allow them space to explain. It doesn't mean that you have to invite them back in, but possibly once you allow them an opportunity to explain what has happened, you will understand more. And even if you say goodbye, it will bring closure into your situation for you, which is something that is very, very good, right? So what do we have here? Let's take a look at your oracle card that you chose. It's like, this to me looks like a church in the background, right? Like that steeple right there. It looks like a church, and this big mountain looks like the volcano that we have here, right? And we have the stars, like the nighttime, the darkness within, right? The dark night of the soul coming through here, and the moon up here. It's like they have really been going through it, and yet all along what they didn't realize, right? While they may, and she feels like she's in motion to me. Like her energy feels very much in motion, like I'm moving away. Not necessarily in a hurry, but possibly in a hurry, but not realizing that all along being guided. This was exactly the way that you were supposed to go. Look, these look like cups to me as well. Again, pointing towards that deep, deep feeling that they have for you, that very spiritual energy that they have for you, right? And wanting to come towards that. And so there's this energy of really connecting with the heart chakra here as well. We have a lot of green and pink is the energy of the heart chakra. We also have a peacock down here, with pink peacock on either side of this, talking about prosperity, abundance, good luck, right? Peacocks can also be seen as an omen, but I really feel like here, maybe for them it felt like an omen, but for you it's talking about prosperity is coming. Right? And if you notice here in the stars, all of them are yellow except for this one. And it's like, to me, this feels like the true north. They maybe thought that they weren't going their North Star, or they didn't understand what that meant. And now it's like source is leading them to their true north, whether they want to or not. And their true north is coming back towards you. So let's see what this card is. And I'm going to read this out of the book for you. The persistent. I hold fast to my goals and ideals as I persevere. And the Seven of Wands, when it's in the upright, really talks about perseverance. Like, that is something that it does point to. And I love this this confirmation here. We also have 47 coming out, which is 11. If you all have been with me for any amount of time, you know that 11 for me is a very spiritual number, talking about spiritual ascension. And ascension never just happens one time, right? Like, spiritual ascension happens many times on our life journey because we're always growing. There is never like you get to one point and that's it, you stop, sorry, we're never going to grow again. That's not how it works, right? Like, we're always growing. That's part of our journey. That's just part of life. And that's a beautiful thing. And so right now they are going through a very spiritual time. They're being shown certain things that they cannot deny. And at the same time, they're having emotional ego that is falling apart. And that's their identity. And that's very scary. But no matter what, their higher self is keeping them persistent on their forward motion, whether they want to or not. Like, it doesn't matter what their emotional ego says. It's like their higher self's like, basically, this is the path we're taking, whether you like it or not. Okay? So let me read this to you and let you guys look at the image. It says, life is not easy for anyone, especially those who do not have the same abilities that most people have. It is easy to realize the value of helping those we know or encounter to persist in their efforts despite their permanent challenges and day-to-day vicissitudes of their life. When we help someone, we feel good because of what we have done, or because we have done good. The new way of being for those of us alive at this exciting time in world history is for all of us to pull together, or else we will be pulled apart. There's a tendency in all of us, however, to forget how fortunate we are. We should not need to see or hear of someone who cannot see or hear to appreciate our sight and hearing, nor should we have to become aware of someone who has lost an ability or lose an ability ourselves to appreciate the ability fully. We all have strengths and limitations, and are challenged to use our strengths to compensate for our limitations. We all need to hold fast to our dreams with gratitude as our attitude. So they are definitely in this place of going towards their dreams, their aspirations, not realizing it is leading them back to you. What was I saying earlier? This person oftentimes will like to help others in order to hide from themselves. And this card talks about helping others. So understanding that once they become a balanced individual, they will be very humanitarian oriented. Like, they will be helping out society, they will be helping out communities, they'll be helping out others. That's something that's very deeply ingrained within them, which is a very beautiful energy to have. However, right now it's in an imbalanced state. It's using that, which could very well be the addiction here, using that to run from themselves. And so there's this call to coming back towards self in order to be able to fully serve others, to bring this compassion, this love to others. So have they moved on? No, but right now, pile one, they are being guided to healing something very deeply. And this is a very tough time for them. So it would really help if you sent them love and positive energy and ask for their guidance to be true and firm. So that way, then, you know, in your heart, you're giving the best of love to them and helping them from afar. You do not have to connect with them currently. I feel like if you did, you might be on the raw end of this. Like, you might actually receive some bad words. They might come at you. They might be like, get out of my life. They might say some ruthless things to you. It's not because of you. It's just because they're dealing with a lot right now. And there's a lot of anger, and you don't want to be the person they project that on. So this is helping from afar, helping from, you know, from a quiet place, and helping from love, and understanding that this journey is not easy, right? And it's not easy when we're forced to deal with things that have scared us, that we've run away from. So I hope that this resonates with you. If it did, please hit that thumbs up button down below. But this is what I see for you, pile number one, and I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. But until next time, stay human, y'all. Hello, pile number two. This is your reading if you chose this beautiful moonstone or if you pick this image right here, this is going to be on have they moved on. We'll check this out later and find out what's going on with that. As always, we will ask the dice first. So I do just want to let you guys know that if this resonates with you, hitting that thumbs up button down below and interacting with the channel in any one way, shape, or form allows me to connect with your energy and get you out more resonant readings. Knowing, excuse me, that this is a general reading, so keep that in mind. Also, I do just want to thank you for your patience. Right now I am traveling. If you guys caught the intro, you kind of understand a little bit about what's going on. So I am here giving you guys these readings, and just I want to say thank you for your patience and truly just allowing me the space to make sure that I still get you guys out your readings, and am here supporting you and showing love as you guys support and show love on my channel. I'm just truly honored to be here in this space and time with you. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the dice reading and find out for pile number 2, source, has the person on their mind moved on? Has the person on pile 2's mind moved on, source? What do they need to know? What information can we tell them? Has the person on their mind moved on? And understanding that this doesn't have to be a love connection. This could be a friend. This could be a family member. This could be a coworker. It could be anybody, but just keeping an open mind. Let me get my block out. We have the 5th house. We have Libra and Jupiter energy coming through. So for you guys, you on pile 2 here, y'all, this might be a love reading because this is some very loving energy here. This is someone who wants to build a connection, okay? They do want to. They feel very lucky when it comes to having you in their life. They feel very fortunate, very expansive. There's something that you brought into their life that's made them see things from an entirely different way, and they're so thankful for you being in their life and doing that for them. And so they are feeling very romantic towards you. They do want to have this fun, playful energy towards you. They would love to come into some sort of connection. You know, with Libra, we are talking about business relationships, love relationships, personal connections. Overall, though, this is someone who finds you very charming, very giving, very relationship oriented. They may feel at times that you are gullible, or this is coming through saying that they are gullible at times. And so that may be why they're in the situation that they're in. I do feel like there's just something going on that's not being revealed just yet. I apologize. My dog is moving. She's on the couch, and when she moves, it bounces the camera. But the thing is that they really feel fortunate that you are in their life, right? And they would like to have this fun time with you and stay in this playful, light, flirty energy. This is fun, building energy, creative energy, a lot of joy. You bring a lot of joy into their life. They're already a happy person, but with you coming into their life, they feel like you bring a lot of joy in, a lot of optimism, a lot of adventure, helping them connect with their inner child. It's like, you're the most beautiful woman in the whole wide world. To me, you make me feel youthful, like we're little boys and girls. Ooh-wee. Like, that's how they feel. Like, they feel like you're just absolutely amazingly gorgeous, amazingly handsome, amazingly beautiful as a person. And you make them feel like a child again. And it's like they've been looking for that everywhere that they've gone. And this is something that they've only found with you. And they're realizing that that's something they want to keep in their life. And they would really like to build that within their life. Hold on just a second. Okay, so there's someone pulling into their space over here. I'm just making sure that they weren't going to drive right in front of where I'm at, make all kinds of noise. But anyways, guys, they feel very lucky to have met you. And this is someone who it feels like they do have a lot of fiery energy. So this is someone who could have a Leo sun. This is someone who could have Leo. So I'm hearing a Leo Venus, Jupiter in their 5th house. This could be someone who has also Aryan energy, highly aspect in their chart. This is someone who loves things to be very spicy in life, and they would like to add you as one of their spices. And like, it sounds odd, like, why do I want to be just a spice? But no, it's like they think that you're the ultimate spice, the one that they're going to always go back to, and they want to bring that into their life, and they would really enjoy for that to be a part of their life. So they really do enjoy having your company and having you around. Let's ask the tarot, though. Source, the person on pile number 2's mind, have they moved on? What more information can you give us? What more do they need to know? Has the person on pile number 2's mind moved on? What would they need to know at this time? Okay, thank you, Source. The person on pile 2's mind, have they moved on? They moved on, Source. What do they need to know? Source, the person on pile 2's mind, have they moved on? Alright, let's see what comes out, guys. For pile number 2, Source, has the person on their mind moved on? What do they need to know? Thank you. Wow, that came out. Okay, I understand what's coming through here, but let's get some more on it. Source, for pile number 2. Whoa. Okay. Don't trip, chocolate chip. I got you. With these reversal energies, don't trip out on them, okay? They're just kind of showing exactly where they're at, all right? Which makes sense. Yeah, they're in a huge perspective shift. This is like a reality shift. Okay, this is what they're going through right now. They're experiencing changing up how they see the world and being comfortable with seeing things completely different. Albeit it has been a difficult journey, but they are learning to lean into their truth. They're learning to lean into their understanding of self and others and of you, where you're at. So you may not see things the way that others in their life see things, right? Like, you may be very open-minded, you're not very judgmental, like you're very accepting of so many people, and this is not something that they have necessarily been in for their life. They've been in a journey where they feel like they have to blend in, they have to be like everyone else, they have to do things like everyone else does, and currently they're in a huge energy shift, and that is causing them a lot of emotional turmoil, okay? So what we're dealing with here is this energy of feeling. So when the world comes out in the reverse, it can mean a couple of things, but what I'm really being guided here to is that this person is very self-centered. Especially, like I was saying, they have fire energy or Leo in Mars, and that energy is like being self-centered, like it has to be about me. Right? And while they want this relationship, or they want this connection, or they want to be here with you, and they feel very lucky to have met you, they're still in this energy currently of trying to impress others, of trying to be like, oh, I'm the big bad wolf, nobody's as good as me, like, I'm the have-all, be-all, end-all, I'm the king of everything. Like, what is that song? Who sings that? The king of everything. Tell me you're the king of everything. Oh my gosh, I can't remember that song. It's a really good song though. But that's the name of it, the king of everything. And that might have some messages for you in that song. But that's exactly how this feels. It's like they always have an opinion to share, or no one can do better than they can, or like the whole world would basically fall apart if they weren't in it. And it's like, sometimes like this feeling of, well, there's so much of the world that doesn't even know you exist, and they're doing just fine without you. So this person, they moved on? No, because they do want something with you, which the dice indicated. Yet where are they right now? They're dealing with things that are falling apart because they're having this massive perspective shift. And learning to be comfortable being uncomfortable, right? Because of this, I feel that this person has overstepped a lot of boundaries. This could be indicating you as well. Like, yeah, they've overstepped your boundaries. They have constantly pushed you aside. This is someone who, you know, made you feel a certain way, or was like just never had enough time for you, or never was able to support you in a very loving, compassionate way. Like, it was, they were there but they weren't there, you know. And it's because while they're with you, like, I feel like this is someone who, when they're with you, they're always on their phone, or they're always talking to somebody else. And it's because they're so stuck in this idea that my identity revolves around what people think of me. And in the process right now, with the hanged man on the bottom here, it is talking about they are going through a shift. Or if they're not, they're about to come into a place where they're going through a shift. This interesting energy of starting with the number 3, with 21, and ending with 12, which is also 3. So you guys, you may see 2112 a lot. And that's just saying, it's like reminding you that this person is going through it. They're experiencing it. And this dark energy here with the card you picked as well, it's just showing like, look, they have this castle. It's like this castle in the back, or this great mansion in the back. It's like they really feel like they're the king. I didn't even know that they had a crown on this. That's so interesting. We'll get more into this, but look at how they have this crown on their head. Like, they really feel like they're the king or the queen of everything. Like, everybody wants their opinion. Everybody needs to hear from them. Everybody, you know, has to have access to them. Yeah, and right now, something has happened that has made this energy that they're experiencing become truly unbalanced for them. While we're seeing that that's a very unbalanced energy, absolutely, right? We're seeing that. Oh, that's unbalanced. Like, that's not something that somebody should live in. However, there are people who do, and we all know that. And it's just showing that now, however that was balanced for them, now it's hanging by a thread. And the threads of fate are really about to cut that with their scissor. They're like, nope, sorry, that's it for you. This has got to go. We're done with this, right? And so with that, they're learning how to see things in a new perspective. They're learning how to see things from a different place. And they're not very comfortable with it right now, because it's everything that they've built up themselves on. Like, this idea that the whole world cannot survive without me. Not seeing, like, they're seeing this much of the world, right? We all know that the world is this massive thing. And because they're so wrapped up in this small space, believing that in this small space, that if they weren't there, literally everything would fall apart. Nobody can do anything right. Nobody can do anything like I can. I'm the one that has all the wisdom. I'm the one that knows how to do this. I'm the one that knows how to do that. They're seeing it from this very small energy. And it's like now they're getting introduced to a much bigger world that doesn't see them like that. That sees them as maybe a nuisance, or that sees them as someone who's actually really annoying, or a Mr. or Mrs. Know-it-all, right? And it's like they're actually getting treated the opposite of how they were getting treated before, and they don't like that. Like, this is something that is falling apart for them. And we also have that Leo energy coming in here with the 5 of Wands. We also have Leo here on the world. We have all the fixed signs present here with Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, and Scorpio coming through, and heavy Piscean energy coming through as well. But you have this energy that it's like now that Source came in and has basically said, I'm going to knock you off your high rocker. I'm going to change things up for you. You're going to start seeing things from a different place. Now they're realizing how lucky they are to have had you in their life, because you never saw things like that. You didn't see things like, oh, that they were the king of everything or the queen of everything. Like, you just saw them as a person that you wanted to have in your life for whatever reason. And it's like you were the first person that made them actually take a hit to this emotional ego. And it was like, because they were so surrounded by such a small circle that idolized them. And now for whatever reason, they're not in that anymore. And this is taking a hit to their ego. And now they're like in this place of questioning, or opening themselves up to saying, oh, possibly pile 2 had it right to begin with. But it's still scary when everything that you believe in life changes, right? That's still scary. It doesn't matter who you are. You know, if you've had to change your life for any one way, shape, or form, or, you know, transition, right? We go into a transitional phase. It's scary. It's not easy. Yeah, look at this. Like they had everyone trapped. This small energy trapped. This very small place that they really truly believed everybody belonged to them, or everybody wanted to be a part of them lives, and they weren't realizing that they were putting everybody in this small limited space in a cage. Right, with this Eight of Cups. We talk about Eight of Cups. This is very family-oriented energy from my decks. And this could be a family member, but this could also be that maybe their family idolized them. And maybe that's not something that you've experienced. And because of that, it was just kind of like a weird situation. Like, why does your family idolize you so much? Like, it's kind of odd. Or this person expected, you know, everyone to be like family to them. And they're realizing that, you know, I keep hearing like patriarch and matriarch. I mean, which goes hand in hand with that whole idea of I'm king of everything, right? But I keep hearing that, like, it's like possibly this person's parents passed away at a young age, or like they lost a mother and they became the matriarch, or they lost a father and they became the patriarch of the family, and they were taking care of their siblings, and they were taking care of the other parent that was still alive. Like, that's the type of energy coming in here. And it's like, you came in and you basically made them realize, like, okay, it doesn't matter what you've done in your life that's helped you, that's fine and dandy, but that doesn't mean you got to be such a jerk about it. And they're like, they were really offended by that when you first came in. They were really like, whoa, hold up, pile two. What are you talking about? This is everything to my family. Like, they treat me with respect. They care about what I think. They all want my opinion. And you're like, well, that's fine. That's your family. But I don't need your opinion like that. I don't actually care about what you think. I mean, I would love to be on the same level as you, but I don't actually care truly about your opinions because they don't affect me any one way, shape, or form. And they really thought that you were just going to join this little caged birds here. Like, you're just going to go in and yet you're this free bird that just came to them and talked to them. Like, you're this one that just came over and you're like, hey, you know, what's up? How's it going? What's up? You know, and they're like, whoa, hold up. Like, you're not going to get in with everyone else. You're not going to fall in line with everyone else. Everyone else sees me as this person. But it's just this illusion that they've painted in their head because it's something they felt that they experienced. But it really wasn't what they were experiencing. It was just like projecting how they felt within, or what they saw in their mind. They were projecting that onto other people. And so they probably became a terror when people didn't treat them the way they felt they needed to be treated. And so you actually have helped them see this to change their perspective. Look, we have, this is the house of God coming out. I cannot look at this right here. She's in the castle at the top of the tower with her crown on her head. Look, like throwing little blocks out. Like, if you don't believe me, I'm going to throw a block out at you. I'm going to hit you on the head with this block until you believe me. Right? Not seeing that it's not, this is not a very well-built tower, right? It's very illusion-based. And the house of God really talks about God or source or the creator coming in and knocking you off of your high horse, taking out that emotional ego, helping you to see things from a different place, helping you to see things from a more balanced state. You have number 16 here, which is 7. And it's like 7 it can be a very unlucky number or it can be a very lucky number, but it depends on how you approach it. So if you're approaching it from a very emotional, egoic place, which I feel that they are, they're not having very much luck right now. It's like, where are all their subjects? There's like 2 people here, right, in this card. There's like 2 people here, and it's like they think that, oh, if I throw out little crumbs that more people will come, but nobody's showing up. They're all alone. Like, you have the Fool underneath that, right? Very lonely. It's like they're putting on a show, but they're feeling very foolish right now. It's like they're learning how their actions actually do have consequences. And look, we have the Popess underneath that. Look at like this ice cold energy coming through here. It's like they're being left out in the cold by everyone else, and it's like knocking their crown off their head. Right? It's this energy of like, oh, I can't do this anymore. I can't, like, even with this, I don't want to get too far into this, but even look at this. Right? She's like whipping this bunny to do what she wants. She's like already tore off its eye. It's like exhausted with hate me right here. Like, it's like realizing that what they're doing is just forcing people to be a certain way. And it's like whether or not they want to see this, they're being shown it, right? It's a very interesting energy coming in. Yeah, so we have the 7 of Cups with the 8 of Cups here. Look at that. All these rabbits in this hole. It's like they're learning. It feels like Alice, right? This feels like Alice going down the rabbit hole, like choosing the right one, though. Realizing that, oh my gosh, the rabbit hole that I chose wasn't the right one at all. Look, and we have the 7 of Cups over here. There's always going to be options. There's always going to be different places to go. But here, it's like they don't have any sense of what's right or wrong. It's just whatever's right in front of them is the way it has to be. Or whatever's always been in front of them is the way that it has to be. So they haven't moved on from you because you made such an impact in their life. Like, look, it's like constantly thinking about you. That's the energy I get from this card here. It's like constantly have you on their mind. Like, oh, remember when pile 2 told me this? Remember when pile 2 came in like this? You know? And then we have the 4 of Cups here. Yeah, realizing just how isolated this situation is. Realizing they're not free. What was I saying, guys? Wasn't that what I said? They see the world from like this place, this little place, and that's like they're the king, they're the queen. Look, and of course you have this mermaid here inside of this snow globe. Feeling like, oh, I have everything, but realizing how very lonely it is at the top, right? Like, they're not even at the top. It's like just realizing that there's nothing around me. I'm very much in this place of seeing things and understanding now. I didn't actually have anything to offer. I didn't have anything to give. I'm not as amazing as I thought I was. Because they're so focused on everybody else. They're so focused on what other people are doing and how other people are seeing them. And that's why, you know, they're gonna get called back to you in some way, shape, or form, whether that's for an apology or whether that's just to explain what they were going through, or whether that's to say I love you, or whether that's to say I see where you were coming from. Whatever it is, they're going to come back to you and they're going to say, wow, I was totally self-centered. I was totally conceited, right? We had that energy with the world over here, this conceited energy. I'm the center of the world, realizing how lonely that truly is. Realizing that no one ever comes back around. Everybody becomes a stranger. Once you leave, everybody's a stranger. Let's get some oracles out on it. And I do apologize. I will be reaching across the screen because currently my older dog, if you guys are aware, you've seen the story on my community page, but my older dog currently is laying right next to me, and I don't have space to put the table where I normally do, so I have to put my cards up there, so I apologize for my reach. Look, we have New Moon Promise. Yeah, this is what they're going through right now. They're learning that once they change the way that they see things, they're going to be promised, and they really do love you. They really do care about you. They really do want you in part of their life. Like, whatever that means for you and for them, they want you as a part of their life, but they're just learning how to cross the ocean right now, the emotions, right? Because there's blessings that are coming through here. But right now they're dealing with the darkness that's been submerged in the ocean for so long. They've only lived from a place of 10%. They're not living from the other 90%. And right now Source is showing them the other 90%. And that's scary because it means everything that they live their life as is falling apart. You know, if you see in this 4 of Cups, look, she's crying, right? And if you've been on a spiritual journey, if you've ever had a spiritual awakening, you know the first thing that happens is tears. Why? Because all of a sudden everything you thought was is no longer is. You've become aware now. Once you see it, you can't go back to not seeing it. We have 39 on the bottom. Be authentic, be real and true to who you are and how you feel. This is what they're learning right now. Look at how he's playing the flute for her. This is it. I feel this is you being authentic, and you showed up as an authentic person, and they felt like they could trick you, like they tricked everyone else into idolizing them, because there's like this energy of like unobtainable. Like, I feel like you're an unobtainable object. I'm not trying to objectify you, but it's like that's how they felt. Like they objectified everybody. including you, and you were like this trophy that they wanted, but realizing that now as time has gone by, they really feel deeply for you. They really feel lucky because you didn't put them on that pedestal. You treated them differently and they treated you like crap. And that's why I feel like this person may come back for an apology for some, but there's this sense of transformation that's happening before the bridge is gapped, right? There's this sense of really truly leaning into this understanding and knowledge that's coming through. It's very scary, when you live your whole life a certain way, whether that's for 20 years or, 70 years, however much it is. It's like when all of a sudden you come into this knowledge of saying like, wow, what I thought I knew, that's not even the truth anymore. It's like it just totally throws you off your rocker. On the bottom, we have 4 with Owl and Wisdom. So they're getting downloads right now. I feel that you too are also getting downloads. You're receiving energy. You're receiving knowledge of what's going on with this connection. You may very well be seeing how there's stability that's being built upon this wisdom as well. It's like knowing that what was before wasn't stable. It was built on sand, and when the ocean tide came in, it washed it away. It was that easily taken away. And it's kind of like, do I even want to get involved with somebody that's like that, or do I want somebody like that in my life? Well, now with the wisdom that's coming in, it's like they understand that they want to grow and expand, but they want it to be solid. They don't want it to be something that is on sand. They want it to be on concrete. They want it to be on brick. They want it to be on solid ground, on rock. We have mountain strength. You see this journey that they've traveled here. They've come a long way from where they started. It doesn't mean that they've gone the whole distance, right? The distance always will be there. There'll always be more to go. But they've learned how to become much stronger on their journey because of this. And through that, they've learned patience, and they've learned how to ground themselves in places where maybe they once weren't grounded. And then we have number 18, embrace your emotions, allow your feelings to surface and be accepted. And we got that energy when I was talking about the new moon here. It's like crossing the ocean, crossing this water. That's when we think of emotions, it's connected to the water element, right? And it's like coming through those emotions is not easy. And so right now it's them understanding why they feel the way they feel. Why do I feel like I need to be, idolized? Why do I feel like I need to be put up on this pedestal? Why do I feel like I'm above everybody else? Or why do I feel like I lord over everybody else? And this is exactly what they're experiencing right now. They're learning how to embrace these emotions and use them in order to become who they're meant to become, really embracing the inner child here. Like I was saying, you make them feel very young at heart. It's like they really enjoy that. They like that. But it's like, how do I stay in that energy all the time? And that's what Source is bringing them through right now. Yeah. And then we have number 19. I love this. 18 and 19 from different decks. This progression that we're seeing here, right? Learning how to be reliable with this goat energy, to stand sturdy and to stand correct. Like this feels very like I gotta stand correct for pile 2, because if I don't, I know that they're gonna leave. There's this home down here and this like building, this energy of building. Is that another goat right there? What is that, a horse? I don't know. It looks like a goat or a horse. It's really little. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's kind of blurry. But there's this energy of learning how to become this rock in your life and returning the favor, because you never changed along the journey and you've been a rock in their life, even if they did treat you badly. Like understanding that they didn't understand what they were doing, right? They didn't know how they were treating you because that's just how they treated everybody. And so now they're coming into the understanding of how they treated everybody, but there was always something that kept drawing them back to you. There was always something that kept drawing them back to this space. And with that, it's like they've taken it to seeing you as being the rock in their life. You were the one that was always reliable, and now they want to return the favor. They want to bring that to you. I apologize. I had frequencies playing, but they're working on the electrical right now, so we'll just deal with it. So let's get to your oracle card here that you chose and see what's going on here. Look at it, like if you look at this moon, Okay, first of all, it's shaped like an egg. Like, let's be real. It is not shaped like a moon, but it's shaped like an egg with this North Star up here. Okay, it's like, but look at all the colors in the moon. It's like not even a clear moon, right? It's so muddled down with energy and darkness and blackness and not accepting of self. And it's like all this universal energy going on the outside. It's like for so long they've been alone with their mansion. It's like being at the top of the world, like what they felt was at the top of the world, is a very lonely place, right? It's a very lonely place for them. And now it's like they're receiving this energy, this high vibrational energy is raining down on them, and knowledge from whether that's celestial events that are happening. This could be as simple as a full moon. You know, this could be as complex as transitional planets, retrograde planets. It doesn't matter, but there's like celestial energy coming down, and it's almost like, you know, I keep hearing Saturn return. So it's like their Saturn return is happening, and they're healing so much past life karma, and they're letting go of things that have been really a huge struggle for them, including this attitude that they have in life. And part of that has been due to meeting you and seeing this. Definitely feels like a message from their higher self, the dice, and saying that they're just so thankful that you've come into their life because you've shown them so much, whether or not they treated you respectfully, whether or not they treated you like human, because I feel like this person treated you like a piece of dirt. And it was like, but there's still this energy from their higher self of like, oh my gosh, like pile 2, just they opened up so much to me. But they're like so alone on their hill and their mansion and their kingdom, whatever it is they think their kingdom is. It's like they wish for other people, and they see you being surrounded by people. They see you being surrounded by, you know, good luck and love and excitement and adventure. And they want that. But they're like having to learn how to come off their pedestal. First of all, it's like humbling themselves. And really, I don't feel like it's them that's humbling themselves. This feels like source and the universe humbling them and reminding them that they too are on the exact same journey as the rest of people. There's nothing actually like uberly special about them, even though we're all special in our own way, but there's like nothing extra special about them that they deserve to treat others this way, like they're the king or queen of anything. So we have number 18, the worrier. I can handle whatever life brings to me. This is interesting energy. So you may see 1818 a lot with them both being here, but let's read this out of the book and see what's coming up for you. For them, this could be for them, this could be you. You might notice that they're a worrier, or you could worry about where this connection is going, like what's going on with this. Is it always going to be like this? I don't feel like it's always going to be like this, but I do know for a fact that there's nothing that you are going to do that's going to change the outcome. This is going to be entirely up to the other person and what they want in this connection and what they want from life. So it says, worry is the result of feeling that things are not working out the way they should be. Our attachment to things having to work out a certain way, along with our expectations, cause us to be critical as a way of getting things to be how we expect them to be. Analyzing a situation is an important step in making things better. However, anxiety holds us rigidly in place, preventing us from growing, particularly when we yearn to know the perfect plan or the outcome of plans and actions before they have reached fruition. The known is always with us, and we must embrace, or the unknown is always with us, and we must be embraced as if we would live a full life. And it must be embraced as if we would live a full life. Sorry about that. At its core, worry is a natural desire to protect you from pain by anticipating problems. However, you are also being practical and logical when you let your successes transform your life, not your failures, real or imagined. Power can be gained by focusing on what has already been accomplished. And that's the thing. They see you accomplishing so much, and they worry that they're not good enough for you. And that's hard for them because you've really brought them down a couple of pegs, not by any like, oh, you're a terrible person or anything like that. Like it's not like you did it knowingly. It was just your energy you were shining so bright, you're vibrating so high that it really showed this person like, oh, they're not at the top, but they still have always lived this way. And so now they're like in their head all the time, right? Worrying about this and that promise. They want that. They want the blessings with you. They want to come into your life. They want to be there for you. They want the sun to shine bright. But having to deal with the emotional problems that they're going through right now is not easy. It's not easy. So have they moved on? No. No, that is a negative. Okay? They have not moved on. Right now, they're in a turmoil of trying to figure out their emotions. They're in turmoil trying to figure out what they want, but they are making progress. You see them slowly but steadily making progress towards a new perspective in life, a new understanding of who they are at their core, which will impact you ultimately in the long run, for the better, for the worse. That is going to be dependent on each person. However, just knowing that I do feel like there is an apology coming in the future, because they're going to understand what they did to you. And it's all because of their conceited energy. They're going to understand how much they hurt you. So this is what I have for you, Pile 2. I hope that it resonates. If it does, please hit that thumbs up button down below. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. And until next time, stay human, guys. Bye. Hello, pile number 3. For those that chose this beautiful piece of amethyst, or you chose this image on the oracle card, this is going to be your reading on have they moved on. So if this does resonate with you, hit that thumbs up button down below, knowing that interacting with the channel allows me to connect with your energy to get you out more resonant readings. Also, just a quick intro here, that I want to say thank you to everybody with your patience with me and getting readings out. It has changed a little bit the way that I've been posting, and that is just due to the personal matter that I'm dealing with. And for those of you that are unaware of what is going on, please check out my community tab. That is going to be there for you to explain what has been going on. And if you guys missed the intro as well, this is just a heads up. I just want to say thank you to everyone for their patience. So with that being said, let's not waste any time and get into your reading, and we'll ask the dice first. So source for pile number 3, has a person on their mind moved on? What do they need to know, source? Has a person on their mind moved on? What information can we give them? How can we help them understand? Has a person on their mind moved on? Okay. So we have 4th house, Libra, and Pluto coming through here. Let's see. Let me get this set up here. So 4th house, Libra, and Pluto. There's a big... So honestly, I'm just going to be honest with you, pile 3. Across the board with all 3 piles, it has been talking about transformation. I don't see why yours is going to be very much different. However, all the context has been different with the first 2 piles. It's just seeing this huge transformative energy coming in. So it tells me that currently, and this could be because I'm recording this on the Libra full moon, that there's just this transformative energy that's coming in regarding our relationships at this time. And this is definitely a connection type reading. So especially with this Pluto energy, it's interesting that Pluto would come out with the Libra energy. So this could be very much a time where you yourself are experiencing a lot of change, and you're also seeing this person change. If you're in contact with them, if you're not, you may find yourself in contact with them shortly. However, this person on your mind, have they moved on? What the dice are talking about mainly is that there's some kind of home situation that they're trying to save. Okay, whether that's a marriage or a family situationship or even a friendship and a roommate situationship, this is something they're trying desperately to save. They're trying desperately to heal this here. They're trying to find some sort of justice in this situation. They're trying to find some sense of balance with this situation. But with this ending on Pluto, this is saying that there's going to be something that changes, whether they like it or not. Whether they want it to or not, it's going to change. There's some sort of transitional period that they're about to come into. We'll find out more with the cards, but really what's coming through here, it's like they're using everything that they have and like everything in their arsenal, right? Like they're trying to use their charm, they're trying to use their wits, they're trying to see if there's anybody that's gullible that will help them with this situation. They're trying to see if, you know, they're pit enemies against somebody in this situation. Whatever it is that's going on, it's like this is someone who is really trying to use every angle and every aspect they have to keep things the same. This is someone who is very uncomfortable with change. They do not like change. They don't want to deal with change. This is someone who will go above and beyond to ensure that things stay stable. They stay the same, because change means things are different, and different is never good. Like that's the type of energy this person possesses. And possibly when you came into their life, things started changing for them. And that was a very scary energy, right? Because like nothing would stay the same. It might not have even been you. It could have just been all of a sudden things around them. Like if it was a timed meeting, there could have been like you guys came together, and then because of that, destiny was set into course and source started changing things like this and making sure that this person experienced that and making sure that they had to go through whatever upsets it were that they had to experience. And this person is desperately trying to hold on to something from the past. However, it is in holding this that they're creating, there's a sense of suffering that's coming with this, right? They're creating a deep sense of suffering here. They're creating a deep unrest with their own lives. And there's something's got to give, right? They're either going to get too exhausted that when they stop, everything, it's going to be like a rubber band. If they let go of the rubber band, everything's going to change faster than they're ready for it to. Or they're just going to throw their hands up and resign to the situation. And once that happens, there's like, even with the resignation here, it's not, while it might not be surrender, it's literally letting go of control. And if you have been on my channel, you know, fourth house is connected to Cancerian energy. And Cancers, when they're in their shadow energy, they're very controlling individuals. They have to control family situations. They have to make sure everything is the same no matter what. Cancers are not necessarily very happy with change. You know, my mom was a Cancer. I grew up with a lot of Cancers surrounding me, and they're very uncomfortable with change. Well, once change has happened and they've gone through that discomfort, then they're fine. Like they're probably even happy that things have changed. You know, like, oh, okay, it's done. It's changed. It's over with. We're good. However, it's that transitional period where they're really trying to hold things steady and together and make sure nothing steps out of place. It has to go A, B, C, D. If it goes A to Z without following these initial steps, I'm not okay with that. And that's exactly how this person feels. So we could be talking about a Cancer, someone who has Cancer highly aspect in their chart. This is someone who could have Cancer or Pluto in Cancer, Cancer in the fourth house, and Pluto in the fourth house. Interesting energies. You may not even know that, and that is okay. That could actually resonate with you personally, and just know that this is just a confirmation for you. So let's go ahead and get the cards on it. I do feel like this person is very attractive as well. And they're used to using their good looks and charm and wit to get whatever they want. And that may have been something that they had tried on you. However, it didn't work quite as they planned with you. And so, look, I split the deck and we have the Lover coming out with the Ace of Cups. Yeah, there's something that this person is experiencing right now. And letting go of the past, letting go of that lust. You know, like we can liken this story of the Lover to Hercules when he can go to this idea of connecting with lust and his desire, or he can move on to being more honorable and gaining wisdom and clarity on the journey, right? It's like these dual pathways. And so that's why they say the Lover is connected to a decision. However, this is like letting go of what one thought the past, what they thought in the past should be, to embrace a new future. With the Ace of Cups coming out here, we're talking about love, right? This isn't necessarily romantic love. This can be self-love. This can be a higher source love. This can be connecting with a higher source, a creator. However, there is a deep love that's coming through, and understanding that they're the ones that have an ability to make a choice on which way this goes. And so there is this coming through of you came in and now like they're not getting what they wanted from you, right? Like maybe they were unavailable emotionally. They weren't emotionally mature. Like they were used to, people bending over backwards for them because of their good looks. And with you, it was like you were always there, or you were always showing up because you truly, truly cared about the person. It had nothing to do with the way they looked. This feels very deep for me. It feels like you were just really in love with them as a person. You saw their potential, and it was like you saw who they were at their core beyond the mask. And that scared them so much that they went back to trying to find balance in an old situation, or they just tried to balance out the situation that they knew was falling apart. So let's ask here, Source, has the person on pile 3's mind moved on? What can you tell us? What do they need to know? Don't generally like doing these yes or no questions, but this definitely was a channel message from Source, and yeah. So somebody out there needs to hear it. Okay, one more said. One more. Source for pile 3, has a person on their mind moved on? Okay. Pile number 3, is a person on their mind moved on, Source? Whoa, okay, thank you. For pile number 3, has the person on their mind moved on? Okay, thank you. The bottom of the deck, look, I cannot make this up. The Lover came out this time in the reverse. Right? This is somebody who, this is player energy to me, okay? This is someone who's promiscuous. This is someone who is spiritually disadvantaged. Like, it's like I was saying, like, they have a choice. They know they have a choice to change what they're doing, but they rely on their good looks because they're trying to keep something the same. They don't want to make that choice. It's like, if I leave it to everybody else, then I can absolve myself from making this choice. And that's what they're doing right now. And so it's like, this is somebody who is comfortable with being in multiple third-party situations. And I feel like they wanted you to be a part of a third-party situation with them because they're so used to getting exactly what they wanted. And maybe you entertained that for a while, which is no skin off of your back, right? You had your own lessons to learn, which is fine. It's like, at the end of the day, however, then something transitioned for you. You transformed, and then it was like, I deserve better than this. I deserve to be a number one. I deserve to be a one and only. And, it's like, I don't want to be in a third-party situation. I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to be put in this situation where I'm not respected as an equal. And so this frustration came out, and now they're mad because you didn't do what everybody else did. Everybody else gave in. You didn't. Yeah. So they don't want to face reality. With the House of God in the reverse. Look at this. The moon in reverse. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. What do we got going on here, guys? Yeah. Okay. This makes so much sense. They oftentimes with my deck talk about how the Lover is connected with the mother wound. I'm just going to turn it in the upright here so I can explain this. She looks like an older woman, and then you have this younger woman who is indicated to be pregnant by him reaching towards her, right? And there's no saying in truth, but this is like an indication of this card of letting go of a past relationship, right? Or a motherly relationship, someone that mothers them, or a mother in the past who may have been in a very overbearing type of energy, or who had been controlling, right? We do have the 4th house connected to the mother of the zodiac, which is the Cancerian energy. Okay, and then you have the moon coming out in the reverse, and the moon in the reverse talks about the mother wound, impending danger. Was I saying, like, this person doesn't want anything to change, and so it's like letting go of this mother wound, but this is all they see in the future is I have to control things like how my mom controlled things, or how the feminine in my life controlled things. This could just be a relationship. This could be a friend. It could be a sister. It could be a sibling. It could be someone who possesses feminine energy, right? And that could be a water sign or an earth sign. It doesn't necessarily, it could be a man who's a water sign or a man who's an earth sign, but this very feminine energy that's coming through that was very much controlling in their lives. And so facing reality would mean that they would have to actually look into the hurt and the pain that this caused in their lives. And rather, what they do is they network. So have they moved on from you? Yes. And I'm going to say why. Like, it's because this person is very much in their player energy right now. Like, they don't want to settle. They don't want to come back and create some sense of stability. There's a triggering that happened when you came into their life, and now nothing is in their control, and they're realizing that. And through realizing that, they're trying to connect with as many people as possible to either prove you wrong or to prove that you were nothing more than just a hit it and quit it type situation like everyone else. The problem that they're running into, though, pile 3, is that the more people they connect with, they're putting themselves at danger, like in risk, right? Impending danger. Okay, and this is strange, but I'm not here to trigger anybody. I did hear AIDS, okay? I did hear AIDS. I heard syphilis. Yeah, and cervical cancer came through too. So I'm not sure what that has to do, but I'm just telling you, these are situations that are coming through. STDs, STIs, like this person, if they're player, they're putting themselves at risk, okay? And it's like I was saying, these don't necessarily have to be love relationships. However, this is the energy that's coming through. This could just be a really good friend of yours that you want to be safe, and they don't want to come towards you because they can't control you like they control everybody else in their life. This person is constantly connecting with people. Like the 5 of Cups in my deck talks about networking. Having a grand network, being able to build something with others, being able to come together with like-minded people when it's surrounded by positive energy. When it's not, we're talking about networking for the sake of just saying, I did so. Right? This is like the guy, okay? And I'm not trying to be sexist here, understand. This is like the man in life who's like, I've slept with over 150 people, and I'm so proud of it. And then they have pictures of every one of the people that they've slept with because they just want others to be jealous of them. Like, that's the type of energy this person is exuding. And they don't want to deal with it. They don't want to deal with the fact that their reality is an illusion, because to them it feels very real. And the reason they're like this is because they're lacking that emotional support that they needed as a child, especially with a mother wound. Like I was saying, it doesn't necessarily have to be a mom, but it could have been a masculine that was very feminine in their life, right? It could have been a man who was very feminine by nature in their life, and that wounded them in the mother wound, where they didn't get the support that they needed emotionally. And so now the only way that they feel like they belong is by this connection, this constantly connecting with people, constantly getting into questionable situations. And that is something that they rely on to make them feel like they belong. Then you come into their life and you never felt this connection like they have with anyone else. However, now that they wanted control over you. This is someone who wanted control, but now they can't control you like that, and they're freaking out because you're not just a random person. You're pile 3. Like, you're not just a random person that they can just have control over. It's like they wanted control over you because they really were drawn to you. There's this energetic draw to you, and it's like that scared them as well. So, wow, these your guys' cards came flying out. So we have the 3 of Swords, we have the Ace of Swords, and we have the Knight of Wands coming through here. Like, this is definitely player energy too. We're talking about player energy, you know, you have the Knight of Wands who can be a player. You know, in the reverse, and I don't read these cards in reverse, at least not yet. I don't know if I ever truly will, because these cards are so, they just bring a lot of energy to the situation. But this is like that energy of running into the past and trying to find as many people to connect with, right? What's sweet for me? What candy can I eat? What's good for me? What can I bring into my life? Right? And that's what's happening here. It's like, that's why they're networking with all these people. It's to bring that that feeling of satisfaction back into their life. However, every time they leave, they're left feeling unsatisfied. And so it's like, maybe it's the next person, or maybe it's the next person, maybe it's the next person, but it's never you. And because it's never you, they're just leaving unsatisfied. Like it's this utter disgust that they're feeling with themselves, and they're trying to blame you, right? So you have this girl who's pinned up, looking like a butterfly put on display. And it's like, look, it's like they're fine with being on display. They want people to appreciate them, but look at the tears that she's crying here. Right? She's crying tears, like it's like this misery that's coming through. And wanting to find clarity in the situation, but the clarity, it's like the taste of blood, right? It's like, that's what I'm getting from this. They're eating their own blood. It's like they're eating their own heart. They're miserable. Like the candy they thought was good. Look at the sad face on this candy. It's like, it's not what I thought it was going to be. It's just making a mess of things. It's just making me look like I'm just someone to be idolized, when what am I supposed to be idolized? Especially this person has contracted some kind of something that they can't get rid of. Okay. I guess I'm hearing like STDs. Like it's interesting that that's coming through, but it's like they're in this place of not being able to take back the actions that they've gone through. And that's scaring them too, because it's like, if they want you to be a part of their life, it's like there might be something that's preventing them from coming to you. And that's why they've moved on, because it's just easier to connect with random strangers. It's like, emotionally, they may not have moved on, but physically, yes, this person has moved on because they're trying to fill some sort of void that was left when they met you. Yeah, and we have the Four of Swords here. Feeling trapped. Feeling isolated. Feeling hemmed in. Feeling like, oh, this is the life I'm meant to live. Okay, I guess they want me to talk about this card behind it. Look, with the Four of Coins. It's almost like you are living on opposite sides of the same castle, right? It's like, here they are, but look, it's like they're rolling the dice. This is a dice for his head. Let's see if you guys can see that. I hope you can see that. He has a dice for head. And then here you are, but it's like you're both wondering where the other is. It's not that you don't think about each other, but it's this, I'm rolling the dice in my life and hoping that I can come to another person that's going to be like this, who I don't feel like I have to hide from, because I've experienced so many hardships in my life. But at the same time, it's like they can't help but think about you. They can't help but wonder about you. And they thought what once was very prosperous in their mind, they're seeing with new eyes. They're realizing it's just a miserable cage that they put themselves into. It's a miserable cage that others expected them to live in. Right? And that's rough. That's difficult. There's no stability here. It's like, I'm all alone. This definitely feels like mental institution energy to me. This person could have been admitted for something at some point in time because of this control situation. Like, this could have caused them great anxiety. This could have caused them to try to harm themselves, to harm another person. And I apologize if that's something that you went through. Understanding, though, it's just because they're not in their right mind. Like, look at this. You have swords, swords, and swords. And then you have a wands card here. It's all action oriented. Right? This is action, and this is all thought processes. They're really stuck in their mind. And it's like this idea of, if I just can find someone to replace pile 3, then I won't have to be stuck in this miserable energy anymore. And what they're realizing, it's not you. It had nothing to do with you. It had everything to do with what was destined to happen upon meeting, you know. Sometimes there's people who vibrate so high and they come into our lives, and that's what changes us. That high vibration, the love that you give off, the energy that you give off, the good vibes that you give off, or just the kindness and compassion and understanding. It's just unusual to people who've never experienced something like that. And then here you come, and this person's never experienced anything like that before. And yet, maybe they fell head over heels in love with you the first time they saw you, or they really wanted to be in your life. But every time they came around you, just like things just blew up for them. And so the easiest thing for them was to blame you and to move on. So my advice for you is to not wait on this person. Like, we should never wait for someone, right? Because waiting basically tells the universe and source and our manifestations that we're lacking. Okay? And you're not lacking. This is the perfect time for you to really focus on yourself and on your own journey and doing more healing here, because there is healing that needs to be done. Especially if your heart was broken by this person. I'm still feeling like a shot through the heart. Like I hear that Bon Jovi song right now, shot through the heart. Like that's the energy that I'm getting from you. It's like you're still feeling the pain in your heart. And so this is like a message from source just to allow yourself some time for healing. It's okay to grieve. It's okay to experience the heartache. It's okay to heal from that and take time and not constantly put pressure on yourself that you did anything wrong. You didn't. You did what you were meant to do. And that was perfectly fine in this situation. That was exactly what had to happen. They're just not in a frame of mind where they can come correct to you, okay? I apologize for my reach here. If you guys know the story of what's going on personally in my life, my older dog is right here next to me, and I don't have room to set up the table that I normally set over here, so my oracle cards are above the screen, and I have to reach to get them. I'd rather spend this time with her as she is right now instead of pushing her, making her move. If you guys are interested in what's going on, you're welcome to check out. That is on my community tab. So let's get some oracles out on it. Thank you for your patience too, truly. Yeah, new beginnings. So there's a new beginning coming. Like I was saying, there's this transitional energy, and they're about to come into this place of new beginnings. It's always darkest before the dawn. Right? And that's the thing. It's not to wait around for them to get to this new beginning, because as a human, we have free will, and they could try to resist this for as long as humanly possible. So instead of this happening, say next week, they could resist it, and it could take 10 years before it happens. But right now they're going through a darkness that is leading them into a new beginning. And I do feel like this is your energy. You're very nurturing. This is something they didn't receive growing up. And it's like everything that you touch just prospers and blossoms and it grows. And that's something that they were so they just didn't know. It was like, I didn't know that anybody existed like this, right? And yet here you are. And it scared them. It scared them. They couldn't control you. They couldn't do what they wanted with you, but yet they still wanted you in their life because you brought such goodness to them. And that it's like, how could somebody have so much power over me? Somebody that they barely know, or someone that they haven't really had a chance to get to know. Right? You may know each other, but you may not know each other deeply. And even if you do know each other deeply, it's like you might not know this person except for some facade that they wear. So it's like, how could I feel this way for someone that barely knows who I am, who I don't show my information to, who I don't share with, right? Yeah, we have intuition coming through with 37, cat intuition. This, I feel like, is for you. I almost didn't say it, and they were going to make me cough, and then I said it, and then the cough went away. So this is like your intuition is on fire. Like you are lighting the way. You know what's going on. This is just confirmation for you, I feel. Pile 3. And I feel like the thing here is that you're experiencing something different on your own journey and just wondering, like, maybe somebody has come in to ask you out, or maybe someone has come in to ask you to be a part of their life, and you're just wondering, like, do I sit around and wait for this person, or do I follow what I feel is right for me? And this is Source saying, like, follow your intuition here. Like, don't hold yourself back. You're very connected, especially with the Spice and Ritual card coming here. You're very connected. You're very protected. You're very resourceful on things as well. And so there is something that is guiding you right now to that next level, and allow that to happen. All right, let's get one more out on it, and then we'll see what your guys' oracle card is that you picked. Yeah. I love this. We have number 2 coming out. It says, like attracts like. If you long for more love, be more loving. This is what the lesson is that they're learning, because that's what you know, right? You know that if I want more love, I'm going to be more loving. And maybe your love hasn't returned to you just yet. And not being afraid to remind Source, hey, I need reminding too that I'm a loving person. Like asking Source that for 30 days and just seeing what happens for you. You know, it's something I had to do in my own life as well. It was like I was giving out so much and I was so burnt out. And it was like I was still giving to myself, but I was just like not seeing any love return. And finally I told Source, I was like, look, I just don't feel like I'm a loving person. I need to be reminded that I am giving love. And then all of a sudden I said that, and so much changed. Even in the first few days, like so much changed for me. And it made such an impact on my life. And then it reminded me that I am a deserving person. And I feel like that's where you're at right now. You need this reminder that you are a deserving person. And reminding Source, I need to be shown. You know, Source won't do what we're not asking for. So yes, while it will be returned to you, sometimes we just need, it's like a little reminder. Like a little, I need to send you up a post-it note. Okay, Source, here's my post-it note. Please remind me I'm a loving person. Return that love back to me. That's not selfish, right? That's not a selfish thing. You give. It's shown here with this Gaia energy. You give a lot. And sometimes you just need to be like, hey, show me what I am. Yeah. What was I saying? This person they don't understand this. This is a spiritual connection. A relationship has a connection that goes beyond this lifetime. There's this connection between the two of you that is very difficult to describe. It's very unnerving. And that's what I'm saying. Like, they just really have never met anybody like you. But this idea that I'm going to find somebody like pile 3 as long as I keep moving, and as long as I keep networking, as long as I keep sleeping with people, as long as I keep finding other people to spend my time with. And yet, what never ceases to fail is that every person they connect with, they still always think about you. They compare them to you. You're the baseline for their comparison, right? And that may not feel very good, because like, if everybody they go to, they're comparing to me, why don't they just come to me? And it's because they are really scared. They're really scared. Every time you are together, there's this trigger that happens that they don't like. They don't like to experience that. That's that free will coming in. I'm going to resist it for as long as I can. Because how could someone have this much control over me when I'm the one who's used to controlling the situation? How? So this is the card that you have. Look, I feel like this is like, why do I hear that? Talking to the moon, trying to get to you, right? Like that, in hopes you're on the other side, talking to me too. Right? Like, this is that energy. It's like talking to the moon and hoping that you hear their stories, hoping that you hear their pleas, hoping that you hear their sorrows, their sadness. They feel completely exposed when they're with you. Right? And forgive me for being off key. I really just had to say that, guys. I know I was, but it's just like right now, it's like there's so much coming through. That's how they feel. They feel like they're just a little imperfect. And that little imperfection, it's like they're way out of your league. And I feel like you're a very accepting person. I feel like you're very open. You don't care. It's like somebody being themselves. Come to me, be yourself, be open, be who you are. Because that's how you're showing up. But just they step one toe out of line and they're not perfect, that there's something wrong with them. They're always judgmental of themselves. This is a person who is extremely highly judgmental of self, but they see you wherever they go. They see you, whatever they do, they see you. They want you. They want you in their life, but they've moved on because it's like they feel like you're completely out of their league. It's like you're basically, you know, Pamela Anderson, and excuse the expression here, but it's like you're Pamela Anderson and they're just some Joe Schmo nerd on the side of the road who has got your Playboy of the year. You know, and I'm not trying to be crude here. I'm really not, but I'm just saying, like, that's the example I'm being shown. That's how they feel. Like they're never going to get to you. So they talk to the moon and they hope that you hear them. They hope that you're in the moon, that you're your own experience in the moon. You're talking to them too. Even though the moon is right here. When I see this, I feel like this is the moon. Like I feel like that. And all this right now, this is like Source creating chaos in their life. It feels like all these fields are on fire. To be honest with you, it's like their whole life is burning down. I'm not trying to show you this angel's booty, but you know, like their whole life is it's like burning down. It's just, it's falling apart. The past, number 28. I shine awareness and compassion on my past. Wasn't that like this person? They cannot let anything change because they're so stuck in the past. That's it. They're just stuck there. They can't do nothing about it because they're just stuck. It's weird. My computer right now, I just happened to look over. I had frequencies playing. I think I said this at one point. They're working on the electrical and it just stopped because the internet's turned off right now. But the circle is just, and it's behind a window. A window opened up in front of it and the circle is just going around and around and around and around. And that's exactly where they're at. Like they're in this energy of just constantly like going around and around and around and never getting beyond what has happened before. Right? Trying to keep the past in the present so that they can use the past in the future. Didn't we say that with the Lovers card too? It's like their past is their future because they don't want to leave this old idea. You know, it's kind of like the 20-year-old. Okay, I apologize. I'll read this in just a second, but let me get this out because if I don't get it out, it will bug me for forever and I have to say it. So a source is showing it's kind of like the player, right? So they're like a 20-year-old, say they played football, they went to college ball, and they were like the star of the football team, and they had all the girls, and all the guys looked up to them. Okay, this is just an example. Okay, I just want you to know this, but this is the type of energy they exude. Everyone always looked up to them. Everybody wanted to be them, and they really relished in that energy. And now 40 years later, there's a 60-year-old man still trying to live like that, and not everybody can be Hugh Hefner, okay? Like, that's not a thing. Like, you know, like, he's a one-of-a-kind guy because that was just his journey. That was his path, and he relished in it, right? And it's like, he did what he did, and that's it, and it's like, they're trying to live like that, but they don't know how. It's like, they don't know how to get younger women. They don't know how to have these beautiful play bunnies in their life. And so they're just attracting these people that are just like honestly bottom of the barrel garbage type people, like low vibrating people, bottom feeders, you know, energy taxers, people who want to just take and take and take, and they're getting drained and they're just like, how did Hugh Hefner live like this? But that's the type of energy that they want to be in because they want to be looked up to like that for their whole life. And it's like, they're reaching an age. And they don't have to be 60, but they're reaching an age now where it's like, okay, you either grow up or go ahead, keep living this life and see what happens, you know? You're going to pay the consequences regardless. So let's read this. It says, our past, especially our childhood, still lives on in our memories and in our daily behavior. You must become more aware of your traumas, habits, and patterns of behavior. All our self-limiting habits and attitudes initially form as protective reactions to painful events in our past. Whatever you are unconscious of will manifest itself at the worst possible time and in the worst possible way until you deal with it, thereby becoming stronger. What was an appropriate way of dealing with challenges in the past can be quite inappropriate now. Isn't that what I was just talking about too? Like that whole idea of the player, right? The football star trying to still be a football star at 60 and, you know, has a beer belly and you know, wears, what are those things? Loafers? A penny loafers? Right. Okay. So come on. Right. However, it is the nature of habits to rule us unless we first become aware that they are habits. Examine the events that gave rise to them and become aware when they are active. Habits can be transformed through patience, awareness, and substituting positive habits, including affirmations and visualizations. Remember that if your life will change for the better if the habitual way of doing things is eliminated. The nature of habits that we are usually unaware of them. That's just it. We're never aware that they're happening until we become aware. And so a little loving outside help is sometimes needed. So I feel like for them, you just need to send them loving vibe right now. They've moved on because they're trying to figure out how they can find you in another person that's not you because you trigger them so much. You make them deal with certain things that are very, you know, deep-rooted within, and they don't like that. And so right now, it's just about you following your intuition, don't wait for a person who's not willing to put you first. That's not fair to you. And that ultimately, the reason why it's not fair, because I feel like not everybody talks about this, the reason why it's not fair to you is because when you do something like that, it ultimately taxes our self-esteem. It puts us into a place where we really feel like we're not worthy of this person who actually is dealing with very internal problems. It's like their issues, their problems, their situations that they're dealing with. And yet somehow when we put ourselves into a situation where we wait, we internalize that ourselves, and then it puts us in a place where we don't feel confident enough, we don't feel valued, we don't feel like we have a self-esteem any longer. Like, it taxes ourselves. And so here you have to really understand the reason you're not waiting is because you are worthy of being put first. You're not worthy of being put on the back burner as an option until they've exhausted all other options and they come into their life and they bring in some terrible situation. That's not fair to you. Okay? So I really hope that this helps, Pile 3. This is what I see for you. If it resonated, hit that thumbs up button down below. Subscribe to the channel and set that notification bell. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there. And with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. Until next time, stay human. Bye.